Hello and welcome. This is View from the Top. I'm Modele Sharafa Yusuf. The Sustainable Development Goals, otherwise known as the Global Goals, build on the Millennium Development Goals, or the MDGs, 8 anti-poverty targets that the world committed to achieving by 2015. The MDGs, which were adopted in 2000, were targeted at an array of issues that included slashing poverty, hunger, disease, gender inequality, and access to water and sanitation. Some progress has been made on the MDGs, showing the value of a unifying agenda underpinned by goals and targets. But despite the success, the indignity of poverty has not been ended for all. In Nigeria, for example, we have a quarter of Africa's extreme poor, with about 100 million out of our population of 170 million living on less than 500 naira a day. More than 100 women die every day from complications during pregnancy and childbirth. Over 2,000 children under 5 die every day from preventable diseases, and over 8 million children do not go to school, the most of any country in the world. The new global goals and the broader sustainability agenda go much further than the MDGs, addressing the root causes of poverty and the universal need for development that works for all people. It is envisioned that the Sustainable Development Goals will now finish the job of the MDGs and ensure that no one is left behind. Saddled with the task of making that happen in Nigeria is the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goals, Mrs. Adejoke Orelope Adefulire. She joins me on View from the Top today, and I want to thank her. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Good afternoon.
Mrs. Adefulire was the Deputy Governor of Lagos State from 2011 to 2015. And here are a few more things I'd like you to know about her before we start our conversation. Born 29 September 1959, Mrs. Adejoke Orelope Adefulire got a bachelor's degree in sociology from the Princeton International University and also a diploma in social work from the Lagos State University. She was a member of the Lagos State House of Assembly representing Alimosho constituency between 1992 and 1993. Mrs. Adefulire was Commissioner for Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation in the cabinet of Governor Bola Tinubu and later in the cabinet of Mr. Babatunde Fashola. She is currently Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goals. The United Nations Agenda 2030 makes a strong call for the promotion of universal access to human rights and better health and the reduction of inequalities. Universally, how are we doing in these areas?
You recall that during the regime of President Olusegun Obasanjo, Nigeria joined the rest of the world leaders to adopt Millennium Development Goals that has 8 goals for social development and component of environmental sustainability and global partnership for development. From the 8 goals, we have 6 of the goals as social development. And it deals with poverty alleviation, achievement of basic education for our children, expected that all our children must be in school and must have a minimum basic education, and it must be qualitative. And part of the social development is also the empowerment of women, which is goal 3 of MDG. We have a reduction of infant mortality and maternal mortality, and to improve maternal health, to reduce and eradicate communicable diseases. Those are the 6 goals of MDGs. And environmental sustainability, which is goal 7, and global partnership, which is goal 8. It was expected that government must fund, and the overall agenda is to accelerate development to make sure that people live a meaningful life. And those targets of 8 goals are social core goals that will make life more meaningful to people, knowing what the prevalence in the world at that time.
We're stepping back a little bit now. In which of the areas did Nigeria find difficult?
To me, It's a new agenda that we just adopted, and we started late.
I'm talking about the MDGs now.
Yes, I'm talking. So we started late because we signed into the agenda in 2006, and we did not start implementation until 2008. And we need sensitization and awareness
8 years behind
everybody. And of course, we made some significant improvement and achievement on MDG. Gender parity was achieved. We also get more children in school, especially the girl child. We reduced maternal death and infant mortality. That was when everybody knows that, oh, there is infant mortality, because we have to benchmark ourselves to what we have and what we achieve. And that's why we have for some hospital furniture like incubator, getting to this hospital, phototherapy in the hospital, increase awareness on antenatal attendance by expectant mothers. And so without that agenda, there was no information, no awareness at that time. We know for those people that are ready to go or willing to go, but we created more awareness by having to achieve that. So we have a lot of achievement that we can record as a member state under MDG.
Some of the targets: end extreme poverty, fight inequality and injustice,
those are the goals.
Climate change.
Those are the goals.
Laudable goals, all. And we tend to believe that it is government's work. How can the ordinary man on the street contribute to the actualization of these goals?